This is Bitranger, which is a synth, a patchable synth, and a CV in-out module that can be used to sequence and arpeggiate other devices using CV in and out. And as you can see, it's got over 100 patch points on the body itself. It looks kind of like a really cool guitar pedal, but of course it isn't. It's very lightweight. It can run off batteries. You see it's currently actually running off battery power. It can also run off, if I show you this, it can run off the mains with an optional power supply. I've actually got my headphone output running out at the moment, and there's an on-off switch on the back. Now, as soon as I turn it on, what will happen is these three oscillators, low frequency, voltage controlled, and high frequency oscillators, will kick in and it'll start making sound. So it's kind of like a noise generator, but the idea is obviously you can play around with these. But also the patch connections that you make with these supplied little tiny patch cables really change the way that the sound is generated. So I can patch, for example, some of these divider bits here into my CV inputs to make movement. What you generally find down here is that the things with an outline on them are outputs and the things without an outline on them are inputs. So I could try, and they kind of encourage you to experiment really with this. So I could turn some of these down. I could introduce another one of these little patch cables. It's a little bit fiddly at first. So if I just turn it off, there's a lot of interesting stuff you can do. If you read the manual, you can, actually I'll show you, you can sort of play around with different modes. You can see it actually has a built-in speaker here for using on the move, which will certainly annoy the people on the bus. But seriously, it's actually really useful. You can put your own headphones into it, of course. It has the ability to control other kit as well, using CV in and out. So on this side, I've got a clock output, which is switchable, and a byte CV output, which is also switchable. And the same thing on the other side. I've got VCO CV input and clock input. So I can control the sounds that are being synthesized in here from external gear, or I can connect it to other gear and I can use it as an arpeggiator, sequencer, things like that. So you get lots of these little cables, and you're really encouraged to just experiment and play with it and see where you get to. It's a very cool bit of kit, and I've had a lot of fun playing with it.